why is it important, the Jewish roots of our faith? As Christians and as Catholic even more. Because first, as Americans, I've noticed there is an obedience. You have a quality of obedience. I've lived in different places of the world. It's not as common to see people really wanting to obey to authority. And it's a quality you have. But the last 3 popes have been saying to the Catholics, be aware of your Jewish roots, tradition, your elder brothers in faith. So everybody wants to obey, but they don't know how, or what does it really mean, right? And so that's why it's important to talk about it a little bit. It's also important because when you read the letters of Paul, he uses the Jewish holidays as analogy. You know, he says, get rid of the unleavened bread. That's a direct concept of Passover, of Pesach in Hebrew. And if you don't know, you think unleavened bread, you think the host. You don't think Passover. And you don't think as a Jew. So you don't get exactly what he's meaning in that letter because he's addressing himself to Jews. They're not Catholic yet. The Christian faith does not exist really yet as an institution. So you understand better the gospel. You understand also better Jesus when he waits for him to be able to do something. Like he's in Capharnaum, he waits for the sunset before he starts a public ministry, because everybody is on Sabbath. They have to wait. He doesn't walk out of the distance permitted. You see always that in the gospel, right? They went for the distance they were allowed to walk during the Sabbath. So if you don't know what is Sabbath, what it means, what it pertains, and it's still the same thing today for Jewish people from Friday night to Saturday night, then there are things you miss in the gospel. Okay, so these are ways, concrete ways where it really helps you to see where our faith comes from. Now I'll talk about the Rosh Hashanah, the first of the 3 holidays that are all related, and we call them the fall holidays or the autumn feasts. Okay? They're related because they all follow one another. Rosh Hashanah is one day. Let's say we're in Israel, because it's more complicated when we're out of Israel. If we're in Israel, we live there, Rosh Hashanah is one day. Then it's followed by 10 days here, like of repentance. It's like a little Lent for the Jews. Okay, I'll explain that later. Then one day Kippur, Yom Kippur. It's like Ash Wednesday or Good Friday. One day. And then 6 days. 6 days to build a booth. Literally, to build a booth in your garden. And then Sukkot, which will last 8 days. For 8 days, Sukkot lasts. And during those 8 days, you will party in a booth, eat there, study there, invite guests there, exchange a potluck, meals, gifts in the booth. So all this together is almost a month. And so it's fun in Israel. You start school with holidays. Everybody is home. If you're a practicing Jew, you don't go to work. It's time. It's really a time of holidays, and the school years kicks in with that. But the country is built for it, so it works. It functions. At the moment, they're facing what we face with coronavirus. Okay, the Jews have decided in general. Now there's particular specimen of rabbis, but in general, they have decided life is worth everything. So we save a life. If we have an opportunity to save a life, we save a life. By the way, that's exactly the logic of Jesus in the gospel concerning the Sabbath. It's called pikuach nefesh. Nefesh is my soul. Pikuach is to save. So at the moment with COVID, Judaism, the whole practicing Judaism authorities declared pikuach nefesh again. Second wave. So in Israel, and in Denver, I don't know here, the Jews have decided not to go to the synagogue and be online for the holidays. Because if there's a chance of threatening life, it's better to be prudent. That's their choice.